The Unlife of the Earth from the CCRU Writings. Letter from Carl Gustav Jung to Echidna Stillwell, dated February 27, 1929. Extract. Quote, "Your attachment to a Lemurian cultural strain disturbs me intensely. From my own point of view, based on the three most difficult cases I've encountered and their attendant abysmally archaic symbolism, it is no exaggeration to state that Lemuria condenses all that is most intrinsically horrific to the racial unconscious, and that the true Lemurians, who you seem intent upon rediscovering, are best left buried beneath the sea. I agree with the Theosophical Writings at least this far. It was in order that the darkest sorceries should be erased by deluge that this continent of cultural possibility has been placed under the unconscious sign of definitive submergence. I know little enough about the nature of those that populate that cursed zone, but there are things I suspect, and the line of your own researches confirms my most ominous intimations." End quote. There is no evidence of a reply to this letter. Who were these three difficult cases? One at least seems, at least superficially, to be readily identifiable as Heidi Kurzweil. In September 1908, Kurzweil was detained in a secure psychiatric institution after the brutal murder of her twin brother in Geneva. She seemed to have lost the ability to use the first-person pronoun and was diagnosed as suffering from dementia praecox, or schizophrenia. At her trial, she repeatedly claimed, "We killed half to become one twin," but it wasn't enough. Jung took an early interest in the case and began a series of analytical sessions. Kurzweil, in Jung's journal and correspondence, became Heidi K. But after only 5 weeks, he seems to have abandoned hope of progress and disengaged the analytic process. After his third session with Heidi K., exactly 20 years prior to his Stillwell letter, on the 27th of February 1909, Jung records the following words. Quote, "Dr. Jung, we know you are old in your other body. It is as old as hell. It has let you back, but it sends us away. It feels itself becoming Lemurian, and it is definite unlife. There is nothing we would not do to escape. Nothing, nothing, nothing. But it is fate. It howls electric bliss beneath ourselves. It is nowhere in time, and nothing's us. It is the body of nothing and electric hot, an electric nothing body instead of us." End quote. In this instance, at least, there is little indication of the abysmally archaic symbolism Jung promises us. On the contrary, there is remarkable affinity with the hyper-modern writings of K-Goth artificial death cultists documented elsewhere. The K-Goth crypt texts share a marked preference for anonymous pronouns, whether collective, second, or third person, while spiraling about a nullifying electric excruciation, traversed in the name of Lemuria. In the words of one anonymous crypt posting, quote, "We burn each time but forget. When we begin each time, it comes back. And no one would do it then, but it is too late. We cross over again into electric burning, but forget that it hurts in the brain to die this way. It takes so long to learn that it is grating apart and burning, that dying is felt in the brain and that it is horrible. It is so horrible to feel, but then we forget, so it can happen again. Metal bodies screaming to die in electricity. Metallic microparticle sex that is of unlife, and not the organism. That is what the zombie maker brings, with a digital centipede bite, and we are hooked on it, hooked up to it, because coming the other way, it is Lemuria. Incessant intolerable feeling, passing forever, approaching from the outside, and feeling nothing continuously." End quote.